you the traits that make a great champion, but I see now I wasn't living up to my own ideal! Pros are always risking their lives! That's the true test of a hero! Damn you all! Detroit!
What is up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. This was something that got brought up to my attention and I was like, okay, what is it? Basically, it's the OPL is over, like it's just ending, and that it was going to be merging with the LCS. I was like, what? Let me read it and let's just talk about the situation. So let's go down to where they have the big paragraphs here. When we started this journey 5 years ago, we set out to build the first professional esports league in the region. From those humble beginnings, we enabled top players to become pros, and we gave fans a place to cheer loudly. At Riot Games, we want to build competitive and sustainable leagues that drive commercial growth and fan engagement, and that support professional play as a full-time career. Unfortunately, despite the best efforts of our teams and players, the OPL has not met our goals for the league, and we do not believe that the market is currently able to support the league in its current form. So today, we are announcing the dissolution of the OPL and the closure of Riot Sydney's office, as it primarily focused on operating the league. However, this is not the end of League Esports in OCE. We remain committed to supporting our pro players in the region with a path to continue their careers moving forward. Beginning with the 2021 season, we are adding OCE to the competitive territory for the LCS, so OCE players will no longer take an import slot on LCS rosters. This will open up new opportunities in North America for top OPL players. We will also hold qualifying tournaments in OCE for both MSI and Worlds in 2021, ensuring teams from the region will continue to be represented at our two major global events next season. With that being said, Riot remains fully committed to supporting all players in OCE, and we are excited for what's to come in 2021 and beyond. So there's so much to break down in this article. So the OPL is essentially over and they're merging with the LCS. Now, this is coming from someone who has watched the OPL since 2015. So I kind of just stumbled upon it because there's this channel that I subscribed to when I first started watching League, and that was this channel called Epic Skillshot. So Epic Skillshot would post matches from the OPL, and I would watch them because I thought that the OPL was the LCS. Actually, I didn't know any better. I literally just got into League, so I would watch OPL, and my friends always made fun of OPL. They always said it was bad, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And then when I actually watched like Korea, China, EU, NA, I was like, okay, these guys are bad. And then come to find out they're a wildcard region, and that's the reason why they're bad. There's so many teams I've watched throughout OPL's history. Direwolves, Chiefs, we just had Legacy. You know, they almost made it to the, main event in Worlds 2020. So there's been a lot of memorable moments that I have been at the pleasure of watching from the OPL. A lot of people made fun of it. I mean, hey, I give anything a watch, if it has some quality things about it. And it had quality casters. I liked all the casters. Rusty, Spawn. There was a few other guys who I kind of forgot their names right now. Those guys were actually pretty cool. I thought they had a nice chill type of analyst desk. They were like in this room. They were just talking to each other. The players would play. They would come on. They would give their thoughts and opinions about the game that they just played. And it's really interesting that, what they say right here. We do not believe that the market is currently able to support the league in its current form. That means that basically, for those people who don't really understand that, most people right now probably can't afford to keep their rosters up, and they're basically just not generating enough revenue for the scene and everybody in it. It basically just means the OPL is not profitable. That's pretty much what it means. Now, there's the interesting thing right here where it's going to create a lot of general discussion, and I'll be discussing this on my podcast tomorrow, where we're going to basically break all this down and what this means for North America, because, you know, since the OPL is essentially merging with the LCS, that means that all of these Oceanic players that were actually pretty good on their Oceanic teams now have a shot to be on LCS rosters. Now, one might say that's a good thing because it adds more players to the region, because, you know, NA is kind of known for not fostering any talent, right? So with that being said, I think that's a good thing, but that's the problem in it of itself. You know, let's say a player like Swiper, or let's say a player like Tally or Raze gets actually picked up by an LCS org. Well, that means that if you're going to be playing in the LCS, what does that mean? You have to move from Australia to Los Angeles. Yeah, you're leaving your family behind just to come play here in the LCS. Now, if you're following your dreams and all that nonsensical bullshit, oh yeah, the big old dream, the Cinderella dream, where, you know, you get what you want at the end of the day. Now, if you're following your dream and your passion for playing League of Legends competitively, I'd assume most players would actually do that. But you got to look at it from a player standpoint and go, okay, I mean, you might have like good, okay players in the OPL, but will these players make a big, significant impact in the LCS? I can't say right now at the time of making this video. I can't, because we have to see results from that. Destiny, he was on Origin. He didn't look that good after a while. Surenfire was on TL. He didn't look that good, but that was another problem in it of itself. You had FBI, who was on Golden Guardians. He actually turned out to be pretty good. I didn't think Lost was actually that good. I don't know why people were so obsessed with Lost. I thought Lost was trash, honestly. Who are the other OPL players? King, you guys know him from that Mammoth roster that was in the 2019 World Championship play-ins. He was on Cloud9 Academy right now. So looking at all these Oceanic players that will potentially be coming over to the LCS, and to be fair, if they are merging like the OPL server with the NA server, if they're going to be doing that, that does add a lot of players from Australia to the North American server, which I think is pretty good, because people keep saying we don't have a big player base, and adding these guys makes it bigger. Now, I don't know how they're gonna, you know, be doing that, but what I will say is that that is generally gonna be a pretty good thing. Also, oh yeah, I'm gonna forget this. Triple actually is a pretty good Oceanic player as well. So, but he's already on FlyQuest Academy, so I'm pretty sure if like the LCS teams, if they weren't like, you know, really incompetent, stupid morons at fostering talent, you know, I think the Oceanic players who come from Australia to the LCS might offer a different take on how to really change things. Now, with them saying this right here, beginning with the 2021 season, we are adding OCE to the competitive territory for the LCS. So OCE players will no longer take up an import slot. Now, that's the big thing right there. Oceanic players not taking up import slots means that if there's an LCS team that eventually actually gets a pretty good OCE player, he's not going to take up an import slot. That means it frees up the LCS rosters to potentially buy an import. We know the LCS is all about buying imports. So with that being said, I think that's a pretty good thing. And this says this will open up new opportunities in North America for top OPL players. That's actually a pretty good thing. And them not counting as import slots is a good thing, because when the LCS teams are thinking about building rosters, they are thinking about the import slots. Now, you might actually find a pretty good Oceanic player, and he's not going to take up an import slot. That also means that the current good Oceanic players right now are not going to be imports moving forward. That means players like FBI, he's probably going to be getting a lot of offers from the LCS teams in this up-and-coming offseason, because, you know, he's not going to be taking up an import slot. Also, there's Ryoma on 100 Thieves, and he's not going to be taking up an import slot. But let's be honest here, Ryoma's not that good anyway, so it doesn't really matter, you know. So with that being said, right here where it says, with all that being said, Riot remains fully committed to supporting all players in OCE, and we're excited for what's to come in at 21 and beyond. So I think that in order for a wildcard region to thrive, you need the help from Riot. Now, I'm not trying to sound like all doom and gloom, but the issue here is that could we potentially see, you know, other wildcard regions like dissolve? I mean, we could see that though. We could really see that. I mean, that's a big possibility if the scene just isn't sustainable from a team standpoint, and you see like teams pull out. And then you also had a story a while ago. There was a team in like Turkey who just disbanded because of uncertainties. That money is definitely an uncertainty if you're not going to be generating enough revenue to obviously pay your players, pay your staff, pay yourself, have the org run smoothly. Now, if you go on Twitter, there's a ton of discussion right now, you know, about the OPL basically dissolving. Also, this is my Twitter right there, C9MSK7. Definitely give me a follow if you want to. But there were so many people talking about this. I remember seeing Papa Smithy, Atlas, Pastry Time, all come from the OPL. Let's see, what did Papa Smithy say about the OPL? The OPL, forever undefeated on World's main stage. Oh, God. He says, crazy to see the dissolution of the OPL. Atlas and I cast the first ever OPL game versus Legacy versus Chief 5 years ago, and I know there are so many talented people on the team and the broadcast side over there, which is true. Thoughts go out to everyone. A lot of great people working out next steps. Oh, yeah, it's definitely something, because there's so many. I think personally, in my own personal opinion, there's a lot of great casters in the OPL that are, you know, that actually have pretty good personalities. And then you had Spawn. Spawn was the GM for, I think, Order. Yeah, so he lost 2 jobs technically. That sucks. That sucks bad. I feel bad for Spawn. He literally lost being a part of Order essentially, because they're not going to be competing literally, you know, in the OPL because, well, there's no scene. And then now with the OPL dissolving, what's going to happen, you know? This person says, I honestly thought OPL was going to go back to an online broadcast like they kind of ran this year, or at least have given it to a third party to produce. This NA import resolution feels a bit too Popo. What the heck? Who is she? Who's this, actually? Who is this, actually? Actor, washed up esports person. What? Okay. That sounds kind of weird. What are people saying under her post? Well, some people are just being dicks, honestly. The players won't get picked up. The game here is dead in a pro standpoint. That's crazy. That NA import resolution really feels like it's there to maybe limit some of the social media damage now as players wait to see if NA teams' interest surfaces after Worlds and before Spring 2021. Crap, you know. Giving NA the ability to poach talent doesn't really work when there's no infrastructure to breed that talent. She replies, there's really no incentive for up-and-coming players or really even existing pro players that aren't on top teams. And this person replies, yep, now any aspiring player will need to actually go to NA just for the chance to get noticed in solo queue. Hopefully something can be sorted for OCE to participate in scouting grounds or something. Yeah, hopefully they can somehow, like, merge the servers or some shit, because that just feels really bad. Like, I don't really know what's gonna happen at this point, you know? Good God. Please feel sorry for me and give me money for crack. Holy crap. He literally just lost his job. I feel bad for him. Sending over a shit call. God damn. Oh my God. Come to LEC. I'm sure you'll be a great addition. I don't think you'll be a great fit for LCS since you're not delusional. What the fuck? Bro, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Hate people like that. You will. Oh, you'll be great for the LEC. No, you'll suck in the LCS. Get the fuck out of here. Just stop talking. Gosh, I mean, I feel really bad for anybody that, you know, is just now lost their job. I mean, 2020 has been a pretty shit year, all things together, you know. Fionn, OPL is dead. Oceania's dead. All Oceania players now count as NA residents. What the hell? He says, this hurts my brain. Why is NA the only region that can bring in Oceania players as non-imports? Congrats, Fudge, whose value has now tripled overnight. NA, give us a server in LA for proper practice. Right, have an entire region a 21-hour flight from you. Good God. Good God. So this guy says Oceania isn't dead. There could be tournaments organized by third parties, and there will be tournaments to qualify for MSI and Worlds. The region is not dead. They just don't have a league supported by Riot anymore. Oceania players not being imports anymore in NA is huge. It's done. No proper Riot-backed league. The scene is dead. Crazy. I mean, we'll have to see if the whole scene is dead. I mean, we won't know. We won't know. But I don't really know, honestly. Looking at it right now, this is pretty sad for anybody that obviously, you know, works in the OPL right now for the Riot part. And I personally think that there's going to be a lot of... I would say there's going to be some broadcasts bidding for them. So I would say, in terms of their job standpoint, they could be potentially getting a job in the LEC, which would be pretty cool. Or, you know, remote broadcast because, you know, obviously... we don't really know what's the future going to hold for us now that, you know, COVID is still a very, very big part of what's been going on. But I wouldn't sweat, you know, the cast of personalities being out of work. The issue here is having them move from their hometown to somewhere else. Crazy. This guy says the entire region is broken-hearted at the moment. It also begs the question, which region is next? Oh, Lord. Golden Guardians buff. Yeah, FBI's worth has just tripled. This guy's just being a dick. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So right now, it's going to be pretty hard to see what's going to be, you know, going to be happening with the OPL. There's so many different orgs there. You have Chiefs, Direwolves with Legacy. You just had, you know, Legacy Esports just win their first title. You know, they are obviously going to be like, damn, we just won our first split. And now we, you know, are basically just going to all be jobless. That's just so crazy. So I don't really know what's going to happen. But I do wish everyone the best right now for what just happened. Now, if you're an LCS org and you literally just have one of those pretty good Oceanic players, their value has just tripled, so you better work on keeping them if you want to, you know, have them play on your roster for the up-and-coming 2021 spring split. But Oceanic players not counting as import slots is a good thing. Now, how will this, you know, pan out to be something that's great in the future remains to be unknown because we'll have to see it play out. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all, enjoy. I am the Nightwing and Way of Life Esports. It's signing out, guys. Peace. Have a great day.
Hi there, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.